Luckily, mental health is a topic society feels more comfortable talking about today than ever before. But one aspect of mental health that often remains misunderstood is the feeling of loneliness. People often mistake loneliness for being alone, but those two things are very separate experiences. You can be alone and feel perfectly fine. Meanwhile, you can be in the middle of a party with all your friends and family and feel completely alone. The great irony of loneliness is that lots of people feel it at the same time. There are lots of reasons why people suffer from loneliness. It could start because someone feels unloved, unaccepted, or misunderstood. It could start because somebody is facing overwhelming problems in life. It could start because someone is going through sudden and difficult life changes, or it could start for a myriad of other reasons. The triggers are numerous, and because the triggers are numerous, the treatments can be just as varied. When people are feeling lonely, the first suggestion they're typically given, of course, is to surround yourself with loved ones. Call somebody you're close to, people who can act as your confidant, people with who you have a close connection. But of course, not everybody has those things, which can compound the lonely feeling. So a few other things you can try include putting yourself in an uplifting, positive environment, like getting involved with volunteering or charity work, for example. Being in a positive environment surrounded by positive people can help shift your mindset. Another thing you can do is focus on self-improvement. That doesn't necessarily mean making yourself better. It could simply mean putting yourself in a greater position. Self-improvement can help treat your loneliness by giving you a constructive project to focus on. But more so, you can also immerse yourself in communities that are also interested in self-improvement, which may help your feeling of loneliness. Language learners, entrepreneurs, gym goers, there are lots of people doing lots of cool stuff, and getting into the community may help alleviate your loneliness, not just because you meet new people, but because you meet new people with common interests. You can also try adopting a pet. Pets can be a lot of work, but they tend to love you unconditionally, and they can offer a comforting, familiar presence in times where you may feel you're in search of one. At the end of the day, loneliness can be a terrible feeling, but there are ways to address it. There are endless books and sites worth checking out if you suffer from bouts of loneliness or depression or any other mental health issue that burdens us all from time to time. And if you ever feel like you desperately need to connect with someone, there are plenty of free resources, support groups, charities, and helplines available to assist. Many of these sites offer opportunities to connect with volunteers who are always available to lend a listening ear about any sort of issue you could be facing. They aim to help people cope with isolation, despair, and difficulties by offering compassion and support. This is a list of just a few, but there are lots more. To be clear, we have no affiliation with any of these sites, so always do your own due diligence and find a resource that you feel works best for you. Compassion can be an important element of everyone's lives. You never know what other people are going through. So one thing we can all do is take a moment to check in with people we care about and even just offer a few kind words to people that we encounter throughout the day. You'd be surprised the positive impact it could have on someone. A nice gesture or a positive message can go a surprisingly long way. Follow for more life tips and tricks.